it happened. So today I'm going to show you guys how to shut down your pondless waterfall. Welcome back to Sensenigs Landscape Supply. Today is kind of a sad day for me. I'm here at my house and I'm gonna be shutting down my water feature. We're gonna take a walk over to my waterfalls. It got down to in the teens last night, and this is a little bit later than normal, but the weather's been, you know, pretty decent. But I'm gonna be shutting down the water feature for one of the main reasons is it froze over. And what I mean by froze over is, check this out. This is a pondless waterfall, and it is supposed to go back in here and just recirculate. Unfortunately, it starts to build up and run out over, and it keeps running out over and onto my patio. And this is travertine, and technically it shouldn't have water on it and freezing and all that good stuff, but it happened. So today I'm going to show you guys how to shut down your pondless waterfall. All the tools that I have today are, well, a pair of gloves, myself, and my boy. He's going to hold the camera. We're going to see if we can get this done. The reason I did not shut this down earlier is because of the beauty. Just simply seeing the ice on these urns and the waterfalls, things like that, is just so beautiful. And you can obviously see how beautiful it looks. There's a lot less water flowing on it now because it's froze over, and a lot of the water is out here. So the pumps are only running at like a quarter capacity. Usually I have three of the 4 pumps running, and each of the pumps are a 4,000 to 8,000 gallon per hour pump. So it definitely puts a lot of water through. Right now it's only running at a trickle compared to what it usually is. So one of the first steps now is we got to cut out some of this ice, and we got to get down into the gravel area in here, and we're going to access the pumps. Break through. Just make sure your shoes are waterproof, or your boots. You see the water? I'll show you real quick. You can see the water coming down, and there's a gravel bed in here, and it goes into where these 2 boxes are, is the pumps, and the water just recirculates. So in each of these boxes there's 2 pumps. The first thing I'm going to do is shut the water off. We got to always shut the water off, and let me show you where I shut the water off at. Look around here. Well, it's right here somewhere. Look at this. It's a fake rock. So we sell these rocks at our store. They're pretty cool. A lot of people never even know that's there. So we got the water shut off. Give it a minute. And we're gonna pick out all this ice and rock in here. We're going to try to do it today with no tools. Sorry, it's a bit redneck, but this is real life. This is what we got. These 2 boxes here have lids, which you see this lid will pop off. Pumps are down in there. We'll pop this lid off. So the reason I was kicking the gravel away is because I don't want any of the gravel to fall into those holes. It makes it kind of a mess when you have a lot of gravel in there. So you want to make sure that the gravel does not fall in there. With this pondless waterfall, usually you have a lot more gravel covering those lids, and over summer, just in time, the gravel wore off those lids, and so next spring, when after I put them back on, I'm gonna build it back up again with gravel and try to get them covered the best I can. So if you look down in here, what I need to do is pull these two pumps out, and the two pumps out over in there. I need to loosen this, loosen that, and get those pumps out. I'm going to show you a little trick in what I'm going to do with these that I don't know if it's recommended by Aquascape or not, but it saves me a mess, and I'm going to show you. So hang tight. One of the things too is these are not very tight. The reason they're not tight is because if it leaks anyway, it's going to be very small, and it can just flow right back into the basin again here. What you see now is the water coming back from the pipe. This is basically a check valve. It keeps the water from flowing back into this when you shut the pumps off. And what we have to do is take the check valves out, otherwise you're going to freeze. And those check valves are about 60, 70 bucks. If we don't take them out, I got to replace 4 check valves. So we're just going to pop the check valves out. My rubber seal came off. Slide it back in there. Now what I'm going to do here, this is where the little trick I'm going to show you. All I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this off, this check valve off. Again, nothing was very tight. This is the part that can freeze. Dump that water out. So you see what I got here? I'm going to drop this right back in. That hole is about maybe 4 or 5 foot deep. It has actually it has 3 extensions on top of the vault. So it's quite a bit of depth down there. And one of the things is that will never freeze down there because the temperature of the earth will not freeze down there. So I just leave the pumps in the water all winter long. I don't have to take the pumps out, put them in a bucket and blah, 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 put them in my house. I just leave them right down in there. So I'm gonna get to work, and I wanna get the rest of these out, and we're gonna throw the lids back on and get it covered up. So of course I gotta struggle. If you look down here, this one is on super tight. I don't know who did that. I'm gonna have to like seriously fire that guy. My fancy hammer, if you can see it. List of things. This would be on the list of things to not try at home, but I'm throwing it at home anyway. Don't laugh. I'm gonna get this yet. Yeah. Whoever installed it didn't thread it on right. This thing makes me mad. All right guys, time for a little break. If you had a pond instead of a pondless waterfall and you want to keep your pond going all winter long, there's definitely options to do that. So check with one of our sales guys or check at our stores. We have at both locations, we have pond heaters, aerators, things like that that can keep your pond going all winter long. It's just with the pondless waterfall, it's so hard to do that. And I do have some trips planned this winter. Trips meaning like in this age, it's like a trip to Walmart is a trip. That's my trips. Or like to the shop is a trip. Because you can't travel anymore. Can you travel? I think going to Walmart's a trip. Don't you think? Anyway, check out our stores. We have aerators, bubblers, heaters, all the good stuff to keep your pond running all winter long. Pondless waterfall, I'd recommend shutting it down, especially if you got trips going. Let's get back to work. I gotta get this done. I am almost there. Ah, look at that. My little wooden hammer from a garage sale I bought for 10 cents this summer. All right, guys, now I'm done. I just gotta throw these back on. I don't want them to blow. I'm gonna put a little bit of gravel on top just to keep those lids from blowing off. You can see it looks a bit of a mess, all this in here, but it's shut down. Didn't take that long. I clean up these check valves. These check valves, I just keep them inside for the winter. Gotta watch these seals. They like to come out. Let's go right in here. All right, I'm definitely gonna miss the beauty, and I'm definitely gonna miss the sound that this waterfall made for the next couple months, but unfortunately it's got to get shut down. I know if you're watching and you're from Florida or from one of the southern states, yeah, up here in New York, stuff gets cold and freezes. And I tell you, last night at 8 o'clock, it was still fine. And I woke up this morning and we have a mess out here. All this water come running out here. I could literally skate here on my patio. The boys like to play. So anyway, so for those of you wanting to shut your waterfalls down up here in the north, it's not that hard. You can see I left my pumps right in there. I didn't see, otherwise I'd have to mess with the cords. The cords go over in there. I'm just gonna leave my pumps right down in there. They're 4 or 5 foot down. It's not gonna freeze. All I did is pop my check valves out. Next spring, I'm gonna come out, get this thing all washed up, get all the leaves out of it, junk out of it, and we're gonna start it back up. You know what I need to do? I need to talk with one of our sales guys to see if there's some type of salt or de-icing treatment that I can put on this for so I can get all the ice off of it. So stay tuned. We're gonna try to get another video made to see if there's any salts or de-icing salts that are available to get rid of ice on a travertine patio. This is travertine, and that is a limestone, and then up there I have marble. So we're gonna try to figure out if there's any salts that are good for that. Who wants to see the rest of my patio? Ain't happening. Maybe when it's warm outside, we'll have a party. Guys, as always, thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Have a great day.